anggulo para sa mas malawak na diskusyon at impormasyon. Samahan sina Ed Lingao at Mian Los Baños mula sa Frontline tonight, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 10:35 p.m. sa TV5.
Power and Play! Narito na ako, Noli Iyala, kilalanin ang mga nasa likod ng bawat laro. Sa buhay man o sa playing court, game na tayo! Power and Play sa Radyo 5, 92.3 News FM. Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Summer is just around the corner at habang pong painit ng painit ang ating panahon, painit ng painit din po ang aksyon sa mundo ng palakasan. Hindi lamang sa loob ng court pati po sa labas. Kaya po yan ang ating tutungayan at pag-uusapan sa inyong paboritong kasama tuwing summer. Di paano? Bango na! Power and Play na! Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kapatid. Unang pagtatanghal po namin sa Power and Play hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum, Cherry Tigo, it's fun to drive, at ng Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan powered by Smart. Ito pang unang namin pagtatanghal sa buwan ng Marso at unang pagtatanghal sa ilalim ng Alert Level 1. Aba, palakpakan dyan. Siyempre naman, pambihira. Ngayon lang po tayo muling nakalabas. Nakikita na natin muli ang ating mga mahal sa buhay na matagal na natin hindi nakikita, lalong-lalo na yung mga senior. Yung po mga chikiting nakakalabas na, kaya tayo nagpapasalamat sa poong may kapal sa kanyang blessings na ibinigay sa ating bansa. Sana nga ipatuloy po tayong mag-ingat. Wag po tayong magpapabaya at dahil po dyan, ang dami na nangyayari sa mundo ng palakasan. Today, ang ating pong pag-uusapan ay ang mga bagay-bagay tungkol sa basketball at sa volleyball. Kritisismo laban kay Coach Chot Reyes at sa mga kaganapan sa Gilas Pilipinas. Napanood ko sila noong linggo. Nakita naman natin kung paano sila naglaro against New Zealand at ating pong pag-uusapan mamaya yan kasama ni Coach Chot Reyes. Makakasama din po natin ngayong araw na to ang Philippine Volleyball Superstar Alyssa Valdez. Mamaya po ng Creamline Cool Smashers. At marami po siyang nabanggit sa ating panayam. Abangan nyo po yan, napakaganda. And of course, pinag-uusapan ng pagbubukas ng palakasan. UAAP magsisimula na sa March 26 dito rin sa Signal TV at panoorin po nyo yan. Makakahuntahan natin ang Pangulo ng UAAP, si Mr. Emmanuel Calanog. Mamaya-maya po yan. And of course, marami pa tayong segments na tututukan. Kaya po, dyan lang kayo. Siguradong hitik na naman ang inyong paboritong kasama tuwing Sabado ng umaga. Simulan na natin sa pamamagitan ng ating Sports Weekly Highlights. Kasabay ng Russian invasion sa Ukraine, kasama sa mga apektado ng giyera ang ilang mga atleta. ban sa iba't ibang mga international tournaments ang mga atleta mula Russia at Belarus. Di bababa sa 20 sporting federations ang nagban sa mga Russian at Belarusian athletes. Hanggang ngayon ay tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang pag-atake ng Russia sa Ukraine. Nabigo naman sa kanyang 10th title defense si Jerwin Angcahas matapos talunin ni Fernando Martinez ng Argentina. Sayang ha, nakakapanayam natin dito si Jerwin. Talagang sayang. Unanimous loss ang natanggap ni Angcahas sa kanyang Las Vegas debut dahil sa upset nakuha ni Martinez ang IBF Super Flyweight belt sa Pinoy Slugger. Ito pa lang ang ikalawang talo ni Jerwin sa kanyang karera. Good news naman! Pinayagan na ang full capacity, sa lahat ng PBA games kasabay ng pagluluwag sa Metro Manila. Nagsimula ang East Rule noong Miyerkules ng ibaba sa Alert Level 1 status ang NCR. Paalala lang po sa mga manonood, required pa rin na fully vaccinated at syempre isuot ang face mask sa loob ng arena. Sa Gilas Update, nakipagkita ang PBA sa National Team Management para pag-usapan ang paghahanda ng Pilipinas para sa FIBA World Cup. Bumuo ng 30-player pool mula sa PBA squads na siyang ilalaban sa SEA Games, Asian Games at mga World Cup qualifying windows. Huwag niyo pong palalampasin mamaya ang ating interview kasama ng head coach ng Gilas, Coach Chot Reyes, kaugnay ng mga issue ng national team. At sa Governor's Cup, nakuha na ng Magnolia Hotshots ang twice-to-beat advantage sa quarterfinals matapos talunin ang Meralco 88-85. Kulang-kulang ang Magnolia dahil ang ibang players nito ay may iniindang injury katulad nila Calvin Abueva, Ian Sanggalang at Rome De La Rosa. Pero kinaya naman silang buhatin ng 30 points at 22 rebounds ni Mike Harris. At yan po ang buod ng ating mga balita ngayong linggong ito sa ating Sports Weekly Highlights. At pinag-uusapan natin yung isang balita dyan, yung pong paghahanda ng ating national team para sa mga susunod na laban. Of course, pag-uusapan natin mamaya yan kasama ni Coach Chot Reyes. Pero yan na rin po ang ating pupulsuhan dahil napabalita nga na magkakaroon ng 30-man pool na bubuin. Although kinlarify yan ni Coach Chot mamaya doon sa ating panayam. Pero ang ating pong pupulsuhan ay kaugnay rito. Ito po ang ating tanong sa ating Pulso ng Bayan. Ang tanong po, magbigay kayo sa inyong palagay ng 3 player na gusto nyong mapabilang doon po sa 30-man pool ng Gilas Pilipinas. Ulitin ko po yan. Magbigay po kayo ng 3 player na gusto nyong mapabilang sa ating 30-man pool ng Gilas Pilipinas. Ito po ang ating pupulsuhan sa ating Chooks to Go Pulso ng Bayan, brought to you by Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Mamaya po babasahin natin ang inyong mga komentaryo. I-post nyo po sa aking Twitter account o di kaya sa aming Facebook page ng Power and Play. Please like and subscribe our Facebook page o di kaya mag-post din sa Radyo 5 at sa 1PH. Mamaya po babasahin natin yan. Yung pong dalawang mapipili nating mga sagot. Hindi naman po kailangan tama, hindi po kailangan sobrang ganda, pero meron pong clarity at meron pong konting dating ay ating pong bibigyan ng gift certificates mula sa Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Mamaya po babasahin natin lahat yan. Alright mga kaibigan, siyempre ngayong araw pong ito marami tayong pag-uusapan at maraming issue sa mundo ng palakasan. Kaya simulan na natin ang ating talakayan sa Fast Take. Sa Fast Take, ang mahalaga ang opinyon ng ating mga kasama sa hanap buhay, ang ating mga sports writers and sports media. At ngayong araw pong ito, mga balik Fast Takers ang ating makakapanayam. I think first time ngayong taon na to, mga kababaihan. Ang ating mga kasama, walang iba kundi si Luisa Morales ng Philippine Star at si Kate Reyes ng Spin.ph. Good morning, ladies! Magandang umaga!
Morning, Luisa.
Yun! Magandang umaga, Luisa and Kate. Thank you again for joining us. Unang-una, alam mo, ito Women's Month. Maganda yan. Pag-usapan lang natin ang Women's Month and I can see both of you are in bright colors today. Luisa, how has the women athletes really represented ang mga kababaihan, lalong-lalo sa Women's Month?
I think there's an audio issue po, no?
Ulitin ko. Naririnig mo ba ako, Luisa? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Checkin natin yung ano. Okay, balikan natin si Luisa. Kate, can you hear me?
Hindi po namin naririnig si
Oh,
Tom.
okay, tingnan natin. Ha? Ayusin muna natin ang ating connection kay Luisa at saka kay Kate. Mike at saka Aaron, tingnan natin kung paano natin. Direct, ayusin muna natin ang ating communications sa ating mga bisita. Ito po ang ating fast take. Okay na? O sige. Luisa, can you hear me now?
Yes,
yes.
Yun. Okay. Nakisabi ko nga, it is Women's Month. Itong March, no? Simula ng Women's Month and you are in bright colors. Nakikita ko. Very nice to see. Luisa, ikaw muna. How do you think as the women athletes ng Pilipinas really represented us and has been empowered by their many achievements?
Yeah, definitely po it's a good way to start Women's Month na alam po natin na meron tayong isang team na papunta po sa FIFA Women's World Cup next year sa Australia, New Zealand po. No? Nakita naman po natin how very good our athletes are. The Philippine Women's Football Team, nakita natin sila sa India last month, no? And they were really great. Nagkaroon ng her story po, no? Quote unquote. And it's very good to celebrate Women's Month na alam natin na talaga ang lakas ng Pilipina, no? Especially kasama pa natin si Heidelin Diaz, no? The first ever gold medalist for the Philippines in the Olympics. So wala po tayong shortage ng Filipina athletes to look up to.
Kate, of course, you Casaso made a visit here and marami tayong women who have been representing us really well. And of course, the PVL is opening up, in Women's Month. How do you think are the women athletes really playing the role para maging modelo sa ating mga kababayan?
For sure, Com. In every sport nga, nakita ko nga si Heidelin nung pagpasok ng March, nag-post pa yan sa social media niya ng post na sinasabi niya na ang sarap maging babae, na ganito yung na-experience niya, and masaya siya sa representation na ginagawa niya sa mga Filipina athletes. And yan nga, sinabi mo, Com, na magkakaroon ng PBL conference, makikita na naman natin yung mga talento ng mga volleyball players, ng outstanding volleyball players. And yes, sila Yuka, si Alex Iyala, continues pa rin yung season niya as she makes her transition to the pro in less than 2 years. So, tama si Luisa, hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng shortage sa representation ng Filipina women's talent, and hopefully this will pave way for more talents in the future and to inspire younger Filipinas to get into the field of sports.
Absolutely. And of course, kayong dalawa have been...
Jack Animam is recovering
Jack
too.
Animam, of course.
Yes.
Hindi lang kailangan yung mga maliliit, malalaki din ang ating mga Pilipina. And of course, kayong dalawa, you have been a tremendous voice for many of the us fans na nakakabasa ng yung mga kwento tungkol sa palakasan. Alright, simulan na natin ang fast take. Alam nyo na ang drill dito. It's all about yung opinion nyo, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, wag magagalit, and of course, walang tama, walang mali. Ang pag-uusapan natin sa ating unang fast take issue ay tungkol sa PVL. And of course, magbubukas na nga ang Premier Volleyball League Open Conference ngayong buwan na to. So ang tanong, anong teams sa inyong palagay ang aabangan sa muling pagbabalik ng PVL? I'll begin with you, Luisa. 1 minute. Go!
Ayan, siguro po para sa akin, no, Com, ang mga aabangan natin syempre ay yung naglaban sa finals nung last conference ng PBL, ang Creamline Pool Smashers at Cherry Tigo Crossovers. No? Unlike most teams po kasi na marami talagang naging movements nung off-season, Creamline and Cherry relatively untouched po ang mga lineups, which can also be an advantage. No? Parang double-edged sword po yan. As much as wala silang naging changes in terms of talent, magiging intact din po ang kanilang chemistry and gelling. Hindi nila kailangan getting used to, walang adjustment period for them. Magiging business as usual, no? For Creamline, ganun talaga, no? May bago pong coach, but the players are almost the same. So I think alam naman natin ang caliber ng mga players nila, katulad ni Alyssa Valdez, si Tots Carlos, ni Janet Panaga, no? So there's no shortage of talent. And then for Cherry naman, we'll be having 2 players from Thailand back, si Dindin Santiago and Mylene Paat, which will definitely give them a boost in the coming conference. So very exciting for them.
Ngayon pa lang ako ay na-excite na sa mga hihanay ng mga players na binabanggit mo, Luisa. These are royalty pagdating sa Philippine volleyball. Same issue, Kate. Anong teams sa iyong palagay ang aabangan sa muling pagbabalik ng PVL? 1 minute, Kate. Go!
For me may nagbabalik sa PVL ang F2 Logistics na hindi nakasama last conference dahil sa injuries nila. And also this time, ang F2 hindi na lang exclusive just to LaSalle players. Mas naging diverse yung roster ng team nila dahil sa pagkaka-acquire ni na former Lady Eagle, G. Herbacio, JRU's Shola Alvarez, Iris Tolenada who played abroad, and UP players like Jesma Ramos and Rem Kailing. And of course, yung fan favorites, yung Choco Mucho, how they're gonna finesse the season with new roles, new positions, replacements, additions like Descheng, and sino yung mga players na magsusuit up for the role of Maddie Madayag, who's in doubt pa rin dahil sa injury niya. So itong PVL season talagang jam-packed at kaabang-abang.
Absolutely. At lahat ng team halos nagpalakas. May mga nagstay nga. And of course, yung PLDT na andyan pa. Napakarami talagang dapat abangan nyo mamaya yung ating interview kay Alyssa. Talagang maganda rin yung aming napag-usapan. All the way to the national team. And including yung kanyang experience sa Pinoy Big Brother. Yan, pag-uusapan natin mamaya yan. Alright, second fast take issue of the morning. Itong ating pangalawang issue ay tungkol naman. Lipat naman tayo from PVL to the NBA. Alam nyo, maraming fans ang Pinoy ng NBA, lalong-lalo na ang Los Angeles Lakers. Pero ang Los Angeles Lakers ay 2-8 in their last 10 games at nanganganib sa ika-9 na pwesto. Ang tanong, sa tingin nyo, saan magtatapos ang LA Lakers after the regular season? In the playoffs, in the play-in, or on vacation? I'll begin with you, Kate. 1 minute. Go!
Okay, honest lang tayo dito I really think they gotta start packing their bags and booking their flights. So, only a season difference and the tables have turned talaga for them. Imagine having 3 stars in your team and ending up with this results. Or probably playoffs dahil dun sa play-in game ng NBA. But I think first round exit pa rin. Probably. And after all, mukhang pagod na pagod sila and parang healthy yung kailangan. So I think yung vacation would be a good time for them to do that. Yun lang ko.
Nakakatuwa, parang all my packs are back, I'm ready to go na yan. Sinasabi ni Kate. All right. Well, you know, that's obviously it's a very real option para sa Los Angeles Lakers na sila ay magbakasyon. Same issue, Luisa. Sa tingin mo, dahil sa mga nangyayari sa LA Lakers, may injury pa si AD. Saan magtatapos ang Lakers after the regular season? In the playoffs, in the play-in, or on vacation? 1 minute, Luisa, go!
Yan, sabi nga po ni Kate kanina, honest lang po tayo. So, the way that they are playing right now talaga, looks like magbabakasyon sila ng maaga. And not even the play-in po, we're not sure, with the way that the things are going right now, they're on a 3-game losing streak, and hindi lang din po kasi yung pagkatalo or yung mga talo nila yung dumadami, pati kung paano sila natatalo sa kanilang mga kalaban. Yung last 2 games po nila against the Mavs and the Clippers, they fought to come back, malaki yung lamang and then they cut it to single digits, or sometimes talalamang pa sila, tapos biglang mawawalan sila ng gana, which is very frustrating siguro for them. And I think there needs to be a sense of urgency on their end. And if wala yun, as we can see, yung front office, nakulangan din sila, walang moves during the trade deadline ng All-Star. Talagang, kumbaga, there needs to be a big change for them to be able to reach at least the play-in tournament and of course the playoffs for another title run. Talagang malabo, Pom.
I agree with you, Luisa and Kate. Alam mo, ako, frankly, they're 5.5 games behind the Clippers sa 8th place. So hindi na yan papasok ng playoffs automatic. Play-in, if they make it, delikado pa rin, they will surely get out. Yeah. But I think they are in trouble of even making the play-in. They're only 2 games ahead 1 game ahead of New Orleans, 2 games ahead of Portland. Of course, these are teams na nagre-rebuild din, but with the way things are going, it's not looking very bright para sa Los Angeles Lakers. All right, let's go to our third and final take of the morning. Ito naman ay tungkol sa gaganaping Southeast Asian Games ngayong taon na to. Sa tingin ninyo, anong event sa SEA Games hahakot ng medalya ang Pilipinas? I'll begin with you, Luisa. 1 minute. Go!
Siguro, one of the obvious answers will be boxing. In the professional scene, marami tayong magagaling na boxers and ganoon din sa amateurs na nagko-compete sa SEA Games. And of course, yung boxers natin na nag-compete sa Olympics, we can expect them to do well in Hanoi. Nakita naman natin kung ano yung kaya nilang gawin against the best of the world. So we can expect performances as well. Great performances sa regional tournament na ito. Pwede rin na makadiscover po tayo ng bagong pangalan, no? This time around, there could be next Nesty Petecios or Carlo Paalams na baka hindi pa lang natin napapansin. And isa din po siguro ang athletics, no? We also have great athletes in the different events. Unahin na natin si EJ Obiena, obviously, sa pole vault. Kasama rin niya si Natalie Uy sa women's naman. And then we have EJ's fellow Olympian, si Christina Not, na last time po nag-break pa ng long-time record sa SEA Games. And sama na rin natin si Eric Ray, na isa rin Olympic hopeful last 2020. No? So there are a lot of athletes to look out for and definitely they will come out with good performances.
And of course, tayo naghahabol dahil tayo number 1 noong 2019, tayo naghahabol ng overall title na naman. Kate, same issue. Sa tingin mo, anong event sa SEA Games ang hahakot ng medalya para sa ating bansa? 1 minute, Kate. Go!
First of all, agree ako kay Luisa sa mga sinabi niya. Pero to add to that, gymnastics, of course. Kaloy Yulo eyes multiple golds for his events. The vault, parallel bars, floor exercises, high bars, etc. And straight out of the Olympics, which is a higher level of competition, and he must be readier for SEA Games this time. Kasi last year and earlier this year, tuloy-tuloy lang yung competition niya eh. So, ayun, nakapag-prepare naman siguro si Kaloy. And the Seaball national team, yung esports natin, who is reported to be having a 54 athlete pool for SEA Games.
Wow.
10 events yung sasalihan nila, like League of Legends, the FIFA Online 4, Crossfire, Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, and lahat ito nag-aay sila ng gold. Ayun, for Mobile Legends, ang representative natin ay yung Blacklist International, which are the world champions last M3 last December.
Well, I totally agree with all the events that you're talking about, but I'd like to add, I think hahakot ng event kahit pa anong gawin nilang rule ay basketball. Basketball, men and women, 3x3, lagyan nila ng 3x3, lagyan nila ng 3-point shootout, kahit anong lagay nila dyan, hahakutin yan ng Pilipinas. And hopefully, even our women's football ay makakuha ng gold medal. Pati ang ating men's ASCALs makakuha ng gold medal sa Southeast Asian Games. Well, it's an exciting year coming up for us. Nagbukas na ang ating bansa and hopefully tuloy-tuloy na ang pagsigla ng palakasan. Luisa and Kate, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope to see you again sa ating susunod na Fast Take. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Kong.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Yeah, see you.
Yan po mga kaibigan, Luisa Morales ng Philippine Star at si Chot Reyes ng Spin.ph. So nga pala, pinag-uusapan kanina yung gymnastics. Maraming salamat kay Ma'am Cynthia Carion na naimbita tayo sa opening ng gym nila. Gym ng gymnastics, yung gym center dyan po sa Intramuros. At ang special guest dyan ay si Kaloy Yulo. Mamaya pong hapon. Maraming salamat sa imbitasyon. Alright mga kaibigan, tuloy-tuloy po ang ating advocacy sa health and wellness dito sa Power and Play. Kasama ng Derm Clinic. Marami na tayong naitampok in the last couple of weeks. Ngayong araw pong ito, muli tayong magbibigay ng health tips at skin tips sa ating mga kababayan, sa ating mga kapatid mula sa Derm Clinic. At ang ating magiging guest muli, ang Executive Vice President ng Derm Clinic at isang derma expert, walang iba kundi si Dr. Angela Pineda. Panoorin niyo po ito. Magandang araw po, Doc Angela Pineda. Thank you again for joining us on Power and Play.
Magandang umaga din, Com. So, kamusta po kayo dyan?
Okay naman, I'm very happy to have you again. As you know, ito po yung ating patuloy na serbisyo sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood. And alam po natin, Doc, just this week, nagsimula na po ang Kwaresma. Usually, hudyat yan ng pagsisimula ng summer o ng tag-init. Pagka mainit, Doc, alam naman natin na hindi lamang balat natin ang naapektuhan, kung hindi nagpapawis ang ating bumbunan, yung ating buhok ay nagiging malagkit. And obviously, even for athletes na nakabilad sa araw o laging nasa tubig, malaking bagay po to, Doc. So, ang una ko po tanong, Doc, and again, this is the topic that we'll be talking about today. Ano po ang mga common summer hair and scalp concerns ng ating mga atleta, pati na po mga ordinaryong tao?
Siguro unang-una dyan yung dandruff. That's very, very common. And I think dumadalas siya kasi nga, lalo na papalit-palit yung panahon, mainit, malamig, tapos pagpapasok ka ng aircon, paglabas mo, pawisan agad. So more of yun yung mga, that's one of the most common, it's dandruff. Next is allergic reactions kasi usually summer nga, so madami ring changes na tinatry yung consumers natin or yung general public na matry ko nga yung iba-ibang shampoo, pero ang magiging drawback kasi nun is nakukulog din minsan or nai-irritate yung scalp. So those are two of the most common condition. It's really dandruff, yung dryness, saka yung eczema ng scalp, di ba? Minsan hindi natin naiisip din eh. Saka siguro another one is also hair loss. Yun, occasionally, it's halo-halo na because of stress, yung pawis. So those are the three most common that we usually see then for athletes or just for the general public na who are going out, who are adjusting to the new seasons.
Siguro ang tanong naman, after narinig po natin lahat itong mga concerns, including dandruff, ano po ang mga derm tips at saka mga masasabi niyo po para kung paano alagaan ng ating mga nakikinig ang kanilang buhok at saka ang kanilang pong scalp?
Siguro the first thing is knowing how to use shampoo and conditioner ng tama. Kasi shampoo, usually, it's really something that we apply for the scalp to cleanse the scalp area, yung malapit sa anit. So that's one thing na pag kunyari, gagamit po talaga tayo ng shampoo, hindi natin siya iiwan dun sa buhok lang. But dapat yung agenda natin doon or yung goal natin is doon mismo dito sa tuktok. So kaya siya imamassage. So I think that's one basic tip when we take a bath, when we wash our hair. Na yung sa scalp talaga mismo. And then yung conditioner, of course, ang pine-prevent naman ng conditioner is, ang goal na natin is yung strands or yung haba ng buhok, yung dating niya. Kaya dapat dito naman, ito yung conditioner na area. So yun yung one main difference of how we can effectively use just shampoo and conditioner. Another would be to keep your hair clean and dry, kumbaga. Yung pag pinawisan tayo, make sure na pagkatapos magpawis, di ba? Meron tayong way, if yun yung pag kunyari nag-exercise or lalo na ngayon dahil mainit, di ba? Ang bilis nating pawisan. So, that's another tip na pagkatapos, kung kayang magpunas or maligo agad just to make sure na hindi rin nabababad sa pawis yung ulo natin. Kasi yung pawis natin, pag tinignan nyo, ano siya, di ba? Maalat. So, that's a factor as well na kaya minsan nai-irritate yung scalp. And of course, yung third, siguro, which is more generic, is to just sleep regularly. Kasi di ba minsan pag summer, dumadami din yung activities natin dyan eh. Pero another thing that we compromise is yung sleep. And sometimes, when we lose sleep, naapektuhan din yung hair growth. So that's another thing na we want to take care of.
Well, vitamins, Doktora, meron bang mga kailangang inumin, lalong-lalo na para maalagaan ang hair and scalp, lalong-lalo na during the summer?
Actually, for vitamins, if you keep a well-balanced diet, kunyari may fruits, may vegetables, may regular proteins, that's good already. But if you want to supplement, you can also take supplements naman just to increase vitamin C, vitamin D. But if for me, lahat naman ng vitamins na gusto nating i-take na supplements, nandyan naman talaga yan sa, sa well-balanced meal. So just taking fruits and vegetables regularly, along with your protein and your carbs, that's gonna be a good way na.
Some common questions, lalong-lalo na sa mga atleta, Doktora, yung pagsusuot ng sombrero, use of hat, ito ba ay beneficial o or harmful sa kanila?
For pagsuot ng sombrero, lalo na kung mainit, like, syempre importante din yon. Or siguro wag lang na palaging makukulob. Same din with tying the hair ng ponytail. So yun yung ayaw natin, na masyadong mas-stretch din yung scalp. Kasi nga, of course, it's also the skin. So pag nasi-stretch mo siya ng sobra, may friction. So
Okay.
it's the same din kapag tinatali mo or nakukulob siya ng sombrero. So siguro, okay naman yung pagsuot ng sombrero, basta wag lang yung sobrang tagal, like buong araw ka nang nakasombrero kasi kulob na yung pawis mo dun sa,
Oo.
sa ulo.
May mga atleta
Throwback.
nagpa-practice ng umaga, may tapos nagpa-practice ng hapon. How often can they wash their hair, Doktora?
For washing the hair, once a day, if hindi ka naman sobrang pawisin, that's okay. But if, for example, there's a feeling na parang kailangan kong mag-wash again, then you can do so twice a day. Or there are some creams, like for example, we have some specific lotions or toners that we use particularly just to, we call it a scalp lotion or a scalp cleanser, just to make sure na pag kunwari, exposed ka sa labas, then you just want to make sure that you would dry your scalp or ma-cleanse siya, then you can use that. Meron tinatawag na, hindi lang siya ganun ka kilala, but it's more of kung ang face may toner din, sa scalp meron din kasi siyang toner just to make sure na you eliminate the excess dirt or bacteria.
Alright. Doktora, yung mga nakababad na atleta sa tubig, swimmers, divers, yung laging nasa dagat because they're practicing, mga windsurfers, anong tips na pwede nyong ibigay sa kanila, Doktora?
Siguro for that, kasi yung tubig alat, it's still salty. So, yung effect din niya sa scalp, it's medyo masama din kapag matagal. It's better na banlawan mo siya agad so that hindi lang siya maiiwan yung salty water on your scalp. Tapos after, of course, usually kapag nagsiswimming or kapag exposed talaga to water activities, ang better is to double dose on conditioner after. Parang yun yung way mo to replenish the lost moisture dun sa hair mo. And of course, to wash and to na-comb lang siya gently. Kasi di ba usually, pag after mo maligo talaga, medyo nagda-dry talaga yan eh. So it's normal, just use a wide tooth comb. Yung malaki, wag yung kasi baka mamaya maubos naman lahat ng buhok mo.
Doktor, before I let you go, kamusta ang derm clinic? Ngayon na alert level 1 na lang tayo. Kamusta po ang hours niyo? How is the operation? And your message sa ating mga suki sa derm clinic?
Actually, we're still we're open ngayon sa lahat ng derm clinic branches. At siguro one of the things nga na if for example, hindi ka sure, 'di ba? Ngayon lalo na hindi mo sure okay pa ba yung scalp ko, okay ba yung hair care na I'm doing. One thing that they can do is they can have a consultation with a dermatologist para ma-consult din. Like, kasi minsan hindi mo alam, is it normal na nangangati ako? Or minsan merong tumutubong mga rashes, 'di ba? It's best to consult. Baka mamaya nagda-dry na ng sobra yung hair. Baka mamaya pati yung hair strands mo pala hindi na siya healthy. So that we can advise as to how to take care of it. But ngayon, very much available naman yung consultations both online and in clinic. Pero of course, very strict pa din kami in the health protocols to make sure na hindi tayo magkakahawaan. We make sure na each patient dapat may interval between the second patient so that we keep the social distancing and the security protocols in place. So wearing the mask is still a priority. We have PPE gears that we ask our patients to wear when they visit the clinic. And we also to do regular antigen testing then for our staff just to make sure that everyone's protected.
Well, ang ganda pong pakinggan yan and I'm sure dahil sa mga ganyang safety measures, protocols natin, talaga pong ligtas na ligtas ang pagpunta sa derm clinic. As usual, Dr. Pineda, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. We will see you again at our next session kasama ng derm clinic. Maraming salamat po, Dr. Angela.
Maraming salamat po, Com.
Yan po mga kaibigan ng ating panayam kay Doc Angela Pineda ng Derm Clinic and of course a derm expert that nagbigay po siya sa tips ng para sa ating skin and of course our hair and our scalp sa ating continuing health and wellness advocacy dito po sa Power and Play. Alright mga kaibigan, at this point, gusto ko lang pong magpaalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Gigalife App is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Gigalife app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Alright mga kaibigan, we will take a quick break sa amin pong pagbabalik usapang UAAP with the President ng UAAP, Mr. Emmanuel Calanog. Ito po ang Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, at ng Chooks to Go. Ang oras po natin, 8:37 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Birmingham Subdivisions. Come home to Birmingham.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to Go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Time to make breakfast, kiddo!
Let's go! Ham time!
Make a meaty sweet breakfast with Lady's Choice Ham Spread, made with real meat and farm-fresh eggs.
Sarap!
Lady's Choice Ham Spread, meaty sweet sarap.
Basta man siya, di kailangan ng mamahaling panlaba.
Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang Surf na gamit nyo na with our best ever bango. Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang Surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango.
New Surf with Active Clean with our best ever bango versus previous formulations. Todo linis na singgaling ng mamahalin based on technical test versus Brand X powder on polyester.
Ang Surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango. Nak, let's make breakfast na.
Okay, chicken time!
Enjoy a meaty linamnam morning with Lady's Choice Chicken Spread, made with real chicken and farm-fresh eggs.
Sarap!
Lady's Choice Chicken Spread, 10 pesos lang SRP.
The heart of volleyball will spike again. Catch the Premier Volleyball League Open Conference 2022 starting March 16 on One Sports.
Time to make breakfast, kiddo!
Let's go! Ham time!
Make a meaty sweet breakfast with Lady's Choice Ham Spread, made with real meat and farm-fresh eggs.
Sarap!
Ladies' Choice Ham Spread. Meaty sweet sarap.
Basta man siya, di kailangan ng mamahaling panlaba.
Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang surf na gamit nyo na with our best ever bango. Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango.
New Surf with Active Clean with our best ever bango versus previous formulations. Todo linis na singgaling ng mamahalin based on technical test versus Brand X powder on polyester.
Ang surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango.
Nak, let's make breakfast na.
Okay, chicken time!
Enjoy a meaty linamnam morning with Ladies' Choice Chicken Spread. Made with real chicken and farm-fresh eggs.
Sarap!
Ladies' Choice Chicken Spread. 10 pesos lang SRP.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Noli Iyala Power and Play sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM.
Magandang umaga po muli sa inyong lahat mga kapatid, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kaibigan dyan po sa Pradera Golf and Country Club kahapon. Nandiyan kami, napakaganda ng kanilang pagtanggap. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng tiga Pradera Golf sa Batch 80 ng Lasal Green Hills. Thank you for joining us yesterday, and of course sa aking kaibigan si Adrian Flores for making arrangements. Si Adrian ang editor ng Perfect Drive PH. Alright, at this point mga kaibigan, pasok na natin ang ating susunod na makakapanayam. Siya po ang Pangulo ng UAAP sa kasalukuyan, being from the host school this year, ang De La Salle University. Walang iba kundi ang aking kaibigan, tokayo, si Mr. Emmanuel Nong Calanog. Magandang umaga, Nong. Thank you for joining us.
Morning, Noli. Kamusta?
Oy, salamat for joining us. Alam ko na very busy dahil malapit na ang UAAP, Nong, and I appreciate your joining us today sa Power and Play. Let me ask you quickly, nag-announce na kayo that you will be opening on March 26. Before we talk about the details, how difficult was it, Nong, to get to this point? How grueling was the process? Just briefly tell us anong pinagdaanan ninyo para lang kayo magkaroon ng opportunity magbukas ngayong taon na to.
Yeah, Dolly, sorry. We went through a very difficult 2 years, no? We were hoping to bring back the UAAP as early as season 83, but the situation could not allow us to come back. So our board of trustees, the presidents of the universities, decided to cancel season 83. And starting at that time, when it was canceled, we were already preparing for season 84. Preparing all the protocols. We were coordinating with the government agencies, particularly the Commission on Higher Education, which oversees all the universities, no, with regard to our protocols. And we were all given our authority to return to training last December. So our basketball and volleyball teams are now back in training, while the UAAP has been preparing, hopefully, for the opening by late March.
All right. Well, it still won't be a normal season, di ba, Nong? Yes. Dahil patuloy pa rin ang banta, ika nga ng COVID. So,
correct.
Paano nyo, obviously, kokonti lang ang mga events, no? How did you select the events that will be played in the coming season?
Okay, I guess Noli being in the Noli, being in the broadcast, you know that there are certain sports with our new broadcast partner, Signal TV, that we are mandated to have, no? So that is men's basketball, women's volleyball, and cheer dance. Now, for the rest of the sports, at the time that we decided, again, Noli, we had to commit by a certain date because all of these have budget implications. We could not just decide at a whim what will be added into the roster, no? So our main criteria were really sports that had few participants and had a short span in terms of the running of the tournament.
Okay.
So we were really trying to avoid having long tournaments because those are tournaments that would entail a higher cost in terms of having a training bubble and all of these things.
So that's why ang mga lalaruin are 3x3, yung men's beach volleyball, and of course Pumse and chess, no? So very
Correct.
limited
Yes.
ang mga tao. And yet you have already mentioned na magde-declare pa rin ang UAAP ng isang general champion this year. That's obviously very ideal. Pero Nong, do you think na magkakaroon ng quote-unquote asterisk under that name being a general champion, or do you think that it should still be respected as an achievement for this season?
I would think it should be respected still, no? Ang gumagabay naman sa atin diyan is, remember, general champion yan ng season regardless of which sports were run. So I think that should be how it should be taken, no? So some people might say na ako konti yung sports, but whoever wins the general championship this year basically was the best school among all the sports that were played.
All right. Let me talk about the conditions of play ngayon para sa season ng UAAP. This will not be a bubble, or is it a semi-bubble? Ano bang description ng magiging takbo ng tournaments natin?
Well, again, I'm also not too familiar with the terms, no? But we're running a full bubble, if that is the term, meaning we will not allow first any other people inside the playing area aside from the teams who are in a bubble in their schools, the officials who will be running the tournament, and our broadcast partner, Signal TV, who is also in a bubble. Okay. So we will ask for patience from our fans and from our friends from the press. We have already spoken to them in our media briefing, I think a week ago, regarding our plan. So we're hoping that if things turn out well after the first round, we can start slowly bringing in people into the arena. But we will maintain the bubble, I think, until the end of the tournament, at least for basketball.
All right. So clearly, Sir Nonong, walang fans for at least for the first round.
Yes, correct.
Meron bang cheering squads? Kasi alam mo, iba ang UAAP, of course, ang collegiate sports is hindi pareho kung wala yung mga banda at mga cheering squad. So magkakaroon ba ng cheering at ng mga drum at mga bugle corps?
Wala muna, Noli, no? For the first round. Hopefully, again, our main objective here is to make sure that we're able to start, run the tournament without adding any variables so that our teams can play continuously. I think historically, based on the bubbles that were run, there were certain tournaments in the past, the PBA and the PVL, that had problems with COVID, and we do not want that to happen sana as we start, no? So our goal here is to make sure that we're able to run it first, and then if things turn out really well, then we can slowly start bringing in the fans, the band, and all of the things that make the UAAP the UAAP.
Well, meron na ba kayong contingency plans for in case magkaroon ng outbreak, or wag naman sana, pero at kung magkaroon ng infections, are there contingency plans for this?
Noli, one of the things that we added into the mix, again, yan nga for COVID, is that the roster of the teams historically is 16 in the lineup, 16 to play. So we added a COVID reserve of 4 players.
Oh, wow.
Just in case.
Okay.
Just in case there are players, athletes who will contract COVID during the time. So the teams can actually tap any of those 4 COVID reserves to replace the COVID positive player. Again, but only for COVID reasons, no? Not for injury, not for anything else. Only for COVID.
Maganda yan. That's a very nice innovation from the UAAP. I think it's something new, and it's well thought of, and I think it really addresses many of our concerns and uncertainties. No?
Yes.
Sir Nong, of course, meron din balita na itinaas niyo ang age limit of eligibility to 27. Now, obviously, that will now impact on certain players being able to play kahit na hindi sila nakaglaro ng the last 2 years. But moving forward, how does this rule apply in the next few years? Are you still going to keep that? May mga players ba na ngayon ay 25, they can still play in the next few years, even up to 27?
Comnoli, actually, the actual rule is not 27.
Hindi.
So,
okay.
So pwedeng 26 kasi our tournament is a 25 and under tournament.
So up to 26?
Yes, correct. So
Okay.
you should not be 27 by
Okay.
our cutoff, which is end of May, no? So, ang konsiderasyon na ito ay ibinigay lang namin para sa season na ito.
Okay.
It is really a consideration for those players who were not able to finish their tournaments back in season 82 but are still studying and they still have playing years. So that is really more a consideration for those players. No?
Okay. Okay.
So after season 84, it will revert back to our original rule, which is 25 and under.
Okay. Well, that clears it up, and at least that's really transitory. Nong, what can the fans expect sa opening ceremonies ng UAAP?
Well, hopefully, Comnoli, no. Again, the opening ceremonies, again, just like any other matter here in season 84, will be done virtually. The only live aspect of this will actually be the games, no. So we have actually recorded everything already. It's in post-prod, almost done. So it is I think an hour and 15-minute program that we have made, and it will be played or shown before the first game of our season on March 26. No, hopefully it will encapsulate what UAAP openings are, even if it is just a recorded program.
Ano bang theme this year, Sir Nong?
Yes, our theme for this year is gearing more on how do you call this? Being champions for life,
Okay.
Ang ano natin is lalo na ngayon this becomes more relevant that we're coming out of the pandemic.
Correct.
No? So hopefully our players will be able to espouse being champions for life.
All right.
There.
Well, before I let you go, I want to touch on another topic, and just as president of the UAAP, alam natin na ngayon ay maraming plano ang SBP para sa Gilas Pilipinas, and I want to take this opportunity to ask you, ano ba ang posisyon ng liga as a league, no, ng UAAP in terms of making available players of the league para sa national team, especially for the Southeast Asian Games or even the Asian Games?
Comnoli, the UAAP has been very supportive to actually all the national teams, not just Gilas. In fact, if you look at the rosters of all our member universities, a lot of our athletes are actually national team members. So that has been from the very start, I think, a commitment of the UAAP. No? So as much as possible, we have been we are actually members of most of the NSAs.
Right.
So we are always coordinating with the NSA. In this particular case, in your question, Gilas, regarding their schedules, no. But again, as with the past, there are certain times that there will be schedules that might conflict. So we try to talk with each other. But the bottom line is, definitely the UAAP is very supportive, and as much as we can, we will be able to lend our players as much as we can, no, as much as possible.
Well, of course, ang laging namang source and repository of talent ng mga grassroots and of course the elite level ay ang mga collegiate leagues. Kaya talagang inaasahan hindi lamang ng mga NSA but ng mga fans ang tulong talaga ng isang liga katulad ng UAAP. Sir Nong, thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited para sa UAAP, and of course, thank you for championing ang pagbabalik ng college sports muli sa ating bansa.
Thank you very much, Comnoli, for this opportunity. And again, I just want to ask for patience from our fans and all of those who are waiting for the UAAP. Our goal is to have our players play. You can catch them at One Sports. No, One Sports has committed to broadcast all our games live. We will have 4 games, no, 3 times a week.
Wow.
So our fans will be able to watch all of these on One Sports. Our target times are 10, 1, 4, and 7. So hopefully on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, no. So hopefully hindi nyo mamimiss ang UAAP maski wala kayo live because you will be able to access it on One Sports, no. Yes.
Thank you. Sa tagal na na-miss ng fans ng UAAP, kahit saan mo ilabas yan, I'm sure manonood sila. Salamat. Maraming salamat sa iyong panahon. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat, Kom Noli, and keep safe, everyone.
Have a good day. Yan po mga kaibigan, ating kaibigan, ang UAAP President, Mr. Emmanuel Calanog from the De La Salle University, and we all are looking forward to that big day, March 26, opening ng Season 84 ng UAAP. Alright, mga kaibigan, bago tayo mag-break, lipat muna tayo sa ating mga trending videos at yung mga sinusundan nating pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa ating Stop and Pop. Ito, maganda to ha. Ito po ay tungkol sa isang PBA import na finally, winelcome natin. He was a highly touted import and of course, he's now in the Philippines. Ito ang ating Stop and Pop moment with Shabazz Mohammed ng San Miguel Beer. Pero alam nyo, hindi masyadong parang maganda ang pagsisimula dahil nagpapakilala sana yung mama. As we roll this video, yun nga lang, medyo nagkaproblema sa pagpapakilala. Dadakdak sana, pero kinapos at kinulang sa talon na dulas pa ang bola ng NBA player. Mabuti na lamang at nagka-turnover at naibalik sa kanya para sa successful na slam dunk. Yan po, si Shabazz Mohammed. Sabi nga nila, buti na lang may second chances and it's always sweeter the second time around. Shabazz Mohammed sa ating Stop and Pop moment sa Power and Play. Nakakatuwa. Nung napanood ko, para akong natawa ako eh. Talagang shocking a fool. Siguradong mapupunta yan sa mga ganong klaseng mga features. Alright mga kaibigan, we will take a quick break. Sa aming pong pagbabalik, makakausap natin ang head coach ng Gilas Pilipinas, Chot Reyes. Dito po sa Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng Chooks to Go. Ang oras po natin, 2 minuto na lamang bago mag-alas 9 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Birmingham Subdivisions. Come home to Birmingham.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple. Smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Time to make breakfast, kiddo!
Let's go! Ham time!
Make a meaty sweet breakfast with Lady's Choice Ham Spread, made with real meat and farm-fresh eggs.
Sarap!
Lady's Choice Ham Spread, meaty sweet sarap. Basta man siya, di kailangan ng mamahaling panlaba.
Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang Surf na gamit nyo na with our best ever bango. Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang Surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango.
New Surf with Active Clean with our best ever bango versus previous formulations. Todo linis na singgaling ng mamahalin based on technical test versus brand X powder on polyester.
Ang Surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango.
Nak, let's make breakfast na.
Okay, chicken time!
Enjoy a meaty linamnam morning with Lady's Choice Chicken Spread, made with real chicken and farm-fresh eggs.
Sarap!
Lady's Choice Chicken Spread, 10 pesos lang SRP.
Basta man siya, di kailangan ng mamahaling panlaba.
Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang Surf na gamit nyo na with our best ever bango. Sa Surf, linis ay todo at aming best ever bango. Ang Surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango.
New Surf with Active Clean with our best ever bango versus previous formulations. Todo linis na singgaling ng mamahalin based on technical test versus brand X powder on polyester.
Ang Surf na gamit nyo, todo linis at aming best ever bango.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
The heart of volleyball will spike again. Catch the Premier Volleyball League Open Conference 2022 starting March 16 on One Sports.
Power and Play Game na sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Doon po sa mga fans ni Alyssa Valdez, abangan nyo po ang ating interview sa kanya mamaya-maya lamang. In the meantime, gusto namin po magpasalamat lamang sa lahat ng ating mga sponsors, mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Marami po salamat sa Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon. Mga kapatid, minsan uulan kahit mainit na, kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum kapag may aluminum tsak na pangmatagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, saluhin ang swerteng hatid ng Year of the Tiger. Own a brand new Tigo 2 Pro crossover with Cherry's Year of the Growling Tigo promo. Sa halagang 68,000 low down payment, may sporty 5-seater ka na safe in any road condition dahil mas mataas ang ground clearance nito kaysa sedan. Spacious din ang seats at legroom kaya mas komportable mapa-driver or passenger. May 9-inch infotainment system pa na pwedeng i-connect sa Mirror Link and Apple CarPlay para mas convenient at chill ang travel mo. Pili na from the 6 lucky colors of Tigo 2 Pro. Passion Orange, Lava Red, Graphite Gray, Vivid White, Tuscan Beige, at Laser Yellow. Move for more colors and adventure. Bisitahin ang www.cherryauto.ph to know more about the fun-to-drive Tigo 2 Pro. Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. You can now have Chooks to stay at Chooks, the first dine-in restaurant of Chooks to Go. Visit us at Level 1 Robinson's Place, Lipa, Batangas. Yan po ang Chooks to Stay ng Chooks, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Magpadala with the confidence kahit para sa negosyo, personal, bulk deliveries man yan, kayang-kaya yang i-deliver securely with Joyride. Download the latest Joyride Super App now. Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group, located at Unit 2, Ground Floor, Calle Bistro, Ever Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu and in a relaxed, casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Visit also Carlito's Sisig Seafood Paluto along Shaw Boulevard. Elms Resto Bar Group. Thank you also, of course, to Skin, your face and body anti-aging center. It's always a good investment to make yourself beautiful each day. So visit our branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills or call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886. Birmingham Subdivisions. Come home to Birmingham. Located at Antipolo, Cainta, General Trias Cavite, Marikina, Pasig, Rodriguez, San Mateo, and Tagaytay. Building communities since 1984. Celebrate with your new home, your home in Birmingham Subdivisions. Check out the FB page or call 0939-921-7458 or 891-27731. ASEA Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences, and gastronomic adventures. ASEA Subic Beach Resort. And of course, Power and Play is brought to you by Lick Hobby. Weave by Weave, hand in hand. Check out their IG pages. And Power and Play is powered by Smart. Alright, mga kaibigan, thank you so much sa lahat po ng ating mga sponsors at tagapagtaguyod. At this point, ipapasok na natin ang ating panayam sa head coach ng Gilas Pilipinas. Walang iba kundi si Coach Chot Reyes. Coach Chot, maraming salamat for joining us again dito sa Power and Play.
Thanks for having me, Kom. Basta ikaw.
Alam mo, alam ko na very busy ka and you found the time here and obviously ito naman talk and text naman ang harapin mo na abang wala itong Gilas games, but still I don't want to leave the Gilas stint first. Alam natin that barely 3 weeks into your stint as head coach ulit ng national team, napalaban tayo sa FIBA World Cup qualifier. And it was not the results that we wanted, obviously, no? But was it the result that you expected, Coach?
Yes, thank you for asking the question, Kom. Yeah, it was, to be very honest, when they appointed me and when I accepted the job, I knew that this was going to happen. I mean, we're not miracle workers. Any coach, if you give any coach a couple of weeks preparation from a non-existent team to a competitive team, it's bound to happen. So I expected it. Obviously, I'm disappointed. I would have wanted to have fought better to make the game a lot closer. But, ganun talaga eh. Ganun ang basketball. Both of us have been around the game for a long time. Entering the last 5 minutes of the game, we were, 15 points down, and we had already missed 13 free throws at that point. If we had made half of that, then it would have been a much closer game. Maybe we would have been down maybe 7-8 points going into the last 5 minutes. But like I said, that's the game, di ba?
Over and above wins and losses, Coach, alam naman natin you're very, very tactical, you're very, very strategic and philosophical in your approach to the game. Pero over and above the losses, ano yung expectation mo dito going into the window?
My objective was to know the players. Kasi never ko pa na kasama sa team. I've never had the opportunity to coach Dwight, Thirdy, Ange, Will Navarro, those guys. So I was really looking forward to that. So that was my expectation, was that we'd have an opportunity to go into a game situation where it is actual competition and we would see how we would react. So for me, that was my expectation. I knew that we were going to give New Zealand, and if kung natuloy Korea, even Korea, a tough battle. But I was also very realistic, and I wanted to manage everyone's expectation, not to expect any miracles, because I was appointed on Feb 1. We started practice Feb 7, pero hindi kami buo because the Talk Express, remember, we're playing in the PBA, di ba? So we really only practiced as a whole team after the last game of Talk Text, Feb 18. We gave them Feb 19 off. We started practice as a whole team on Feb 20, and we played India on the 25th. So we had 5 days of practice. So, I mean, as much as we wanted to fight, we knew naman that it was really going to be difficult.
At saka malinaw, no? Even in the India game, nakita natin early on, a lot of turnovers, a lot of errors. Of course,
Yes.
let's focus on the New Zealand game. You shot poorly from
the free throw, yeah.
Shot 25%, 61% from the free throw line, as you had said. And of course, parang hindi nagkakaamuyan. Specifically, what aspect of your game plan ang kasi naririnig kita na naiinis ka. What aspect of your game plan ang parang kinaiinisan mo nung araw na yun? I'm sure it's not about wins or losses. It's really something that I want to know. Ano yun? Anong particular part of the game na medyo naiinis ka?
We paid attention on defense. We knew we would struggle on offense. But sabi ko, I think if we can execute our defensive schemes, we would continuously give ourselves a chance. But yung dalawang 3-pointers early ni Roblo and I think Vodanich, we had defensive lapses. Doon ako na doon I got upset. But other than that, I thought we cleaned it up a lot better in the second half. Kaya lang, all of our missed opportunities gave New Zealand a lot of chances to score. So no matter how well we defend, we had 11 or 12 steals. I thought we defended pretty well considering. Kaya lang hindi tayo makakonvert sa offense, and so we kept giving New Zealand chances to score.
Ravenna and Ramos combined for 41 of the 63 points ng Gilas Pilipinas, and obviously considering na they've never played under your system, this was such a tremendous performance. What I suppose, what impressed you the most dun sa dalawang yun?
Their ability to show up in clutch situations in a crucial game. This is Dwight Ramos's first ever game in the Araneta with a Filipino audience. Isipin mo yun, partner. Hindi biro yan, di ba? First ever. When he was telling me, Coach, this is my first time. I've never played. Pumasok kami sa Araneta sa practice, akala mo, probinsyano siya. Ngayon lang nakapasok dito, sabi niya. And then to play with an audience for the first time wearing the Philippine jersey, mabigat yun, partner. Di ba? That's a heavy load to carry. But he showed up. That was very impressive. And number two, same thing with 30. I made it clear to both of them early on that I was expecting them to also be the leaders of the team. And I think by their game, by their work ethic, by their effort, they really showed that. So, yun na talaga nag-impress.
Well, I guess kung ganun, it's the same thing for Ange Kwame playing as Gilas for the first time also with the crowd. And he struggled mightily on offense. He scored 5 points. Of course, he tried his best to contain yung mga physicality ng mga Pero how do you plan to use Ange, Coach Chot? Do you think that this is not Ange Kwame in your system?
Yeah. No, before getting there, remember, this is Ange Kwame's first game since July last year. He's not played a game. Not even scrimmage na practice, ha? So isipin mo how hard that is. The first game mo, ang kalaban mo, well, buti nga nakaroon siya ng game against si Armipral Singh, who's no slouch at all, the 7-footer ng India. And then Roblo na kagad katapat niya. Ang huling laro niya, last yung Kings Cup pa sa Jordan last year. How hard is that, di ba? It was really a very difficult situation to be able to thrive in for the players. But yes, I plan to use Ange's versatility a lot more. And ang daming nga nagsasabi, laos na raw yung system, yung dribble driving, that. Apparently, siyempre hindi na tayo sumasagot kasi hindi naman nila naiintindihan, di ba? We were actually using the old Baldwin plays. We were actually using the old Gilas plays because precisely we wanted it to be easier for the Gilas guys. Kaya lang nag-dribble drive ng konti pag nandun na yung talk and text players kasi yun ang sanay na sila doon, di ba? Hindi na namin. But in terms of the plays that we were running, we were actually using the old Gilas plays. Kaya lang, si Ferdy and Dwight galing sa Japan from different teams, different systems. Si Ange tagal din naglaro. Same thing with Will Navarro, tagal nilang din naglaro eh. So, I think masakit sa matahing offense, I'll be very honest. Masakit sa matahing offense, but I think that's a function of the unfamiliarity more than the system. Yung hindi talaga magkakaamo yan. Alam mo naman yun, maski sa larong labas, di ba?
Pag hindi ka magkakakilala.
Yan.
Ganun talaga ang laro. Pagka hindi kayo magkakakilala, hindi nyo alam kung paano gumalaw ang isa't isa. And of course, kung medyo matagal na kayo hindi naglalaro, it's really very difficult to adjust. No? But of course, coming from that the images last year of Gilas, the Olympic qualifier, playing in our windows here in Clark, and nakikita yun ng mga tao, I suppose you can also see why there is that disappointment, Coach.
Yeah, I completely understand. I mean, if you side by side, it's a ganda ng movement nila last time, di ba? The ball movement,
sabi mo, ang ganda ng galaw ng bola that you did last year.
Yeah, that's why we ran the same place. We ran the actual same place that they ran, except ang layo ng execution, di ba? I mean, they had 4 or 5 months to prepare together as a team. So, yun talaga yung difference. And I'm the first to admit that what they were running was really a really good system. So, we wanted to replicate that.
Are you concerned about the lack of chemistry at this point?
No, I knew we would have a chemistry issue in the window, but moving forward, I don't with the plans that we have in the pipeline. I think those will be addressed.
Before I leave itong Gilas performance in the windows, Coach, let me ask you, what is your assessment from if you were to grade the national team, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, ano grade mo para sa Koponan?
I think it was maybe a 6, which very honestly I expected. I didn't expect us to create magic by suddenly being a well-oiled machine out there. I expected us to play better. I expected us to shoot better, to be very honest. But, the result was as expected.
Well, nasagot mo na yung, you mentioned something about the criticism that you expected from this, and obviously there was a portion of the crowd that was yelling. You've mentioned in one of your interviews na you hardly heard it, hindi mo nga narinig yun. But knowing that now, yung sinasabi ng crowd at that point, Coach Chot, do you feel insulted?
I'm not gonna lie. Of course, it hurts knowing that now. But I'm not insulted. I understand where the crowd, the Filipino, in their passion is coming from. I'm just appealing for a little more understanding, because as Filipinos, we're very smart basketball people. Hindi tayo banban sa basketball. We know our basketball, right? So you have to know also what it takes to put a good team out there, diba? So I think if they're just a little bit more discerning, a little bit more understanding. But in terms of being insulted, kapal na ng mukha natin sa ganyan sa tagal natin dito.
Sanay na tayo. What about itong nababanggit na nasasayang ang young talent by using players of course galing ng PBA, young talent na naglaro na and maganda naman ang ipinakita. What do you say to that?
Well, that was our objective. I thought the player who played pretty well in the last window, which I was not able to use as much, was Will Navarro. I should have been able to play Will a little bit more. I'll be the first to admit. But Dwight was playing so well. Kaposisyon niya kasi si Dwight at si Thirdy that hindi ko talaga siya maisig. Remember the last window, walang Thirdy naman dun, di ba? So Will was able to get some minutes, but with Dwight and Thirdy there, I had a hard time getting him some minutes. But other than that, I thought I played. We played Ange, Dwight, and Thirdy extensively, and we were able to play a guy who never got any kind of minutes before in Juan de Laño. So I think on that sense, we were pretty much, and guys who've never played before, like Chadi Rangel, got some floor minutes as well. So yun lang ang available. There was nobody else who was available from the original Gilas pool. Lebron Lopez came in very, very late. Nasa Araneta na kami halos nung dumating when Lebron joined us. So, he was very far from, kung yung ibang-iba, malayo pa sa understanding what we wanted to do. Lalo pa, Lebron was way, way behind. So, he understood it. Alam naman niya na mahirapan talaga siya.
Alright. Moving forward, Coach Chot, may mga napabalita na nag-uusap na ang SBP at ang PBA for what is planned to be a 30-man pool for Gilas. May pag-uusap din daw tungkol sa synchronization of calendars. Let me go first to that 30-man pool, and obviously this will be PBA players. Ang ibig bang sabihin nito, wala na yung cadets program? Is this going to be back to a pick-up system para sa national team?
Well, first of all, the number 30 is an arbitrary number. We sat and we figured out who were the people that we were considering, who were the players we were considering, and it came out to about 28, 27. So we rounded it off. We said make it 30.
Okay.
But that number can change. It's a fluid number. It's a fluid pool. But no, the 30 is a combination of the cadets who are already in the PBA now, the Nieto brothers, Isaac Go, sila Ray Suerte, they're all part of that 30. Andun pa rin si 30, si Dwight, si Ange Kwame, they're still in that 30. And some PBA players who we feel can add value to the current group that we have. So, kaya pag inisip mong ganon, 30, we just wanted to give the PBA teams and the players themselves notice that we might need their services so that hindi lang sila nagugulat.
So, in other words, a player na galing sa cadet pool na naging PBA na, but still part of the Gilas training pool nung last year. No? So, I guess that's the correction there. Now, ang ibig ba sabihin nito that yung pagkuha ng mga collegiate players ngayon na naglalaro sa UAAP, NCAA, isasantabi muna yan, Coach, and you will concentrate on what is available in the PBA. I'm talking about like guys like Justin Baltasar and others that are still playing in the collegiate leagues.
No, not at all. This is just a list of players who are in the PBA who we may need for the times when the college players are not available. For example, sa SEA Games, overlap sa UAP. So sila Ange, Justin Baltazar, Carl Tamayo, people who are very high on our list. And a lot of the Ateneo guys like Gio Chu, David Defonso, SJ Belangel, they won't be available in all likelihood for the SEA Games. So we are just making allowances for that to make sure that we will have enough of a pool of players to choose from to field a strong team for the SEA Games. So the collegiate players are still very much in the picture, except ang hirap kasi nung sitwasyon when you're in college and when you're going to school, di ba? It's not like you can just pick them and then make them play in the different windows. For example, if we play in in some other country, or when we play the FIBA Asia Cup in Indonesia, pwede mo ba silang hugutin from school, especially now na bumabalik na yung in-person school, in-person classes, to be able to play those games. So that's the magnitude of the problem, and I hope people appreciate that we're trying to merge the UAP NCAA schedule with the PBA schedule, with the Japan League schedule, with the Taiwan schedule, with the different windows, with the FIBA Asia SEA Games. It's a very complicated process talaga. So
it's been a perennial problem, Coach. Alam naman natin, we were included in that with Basketball Pilipinas back in 2004. Yes. All the way to SBP. Talagang problema naman yung synchronization of the schedules. That's why, there was an original design ng SBP that the regional meets are handled by lower leagues and the continental and world championships are handled by the PBA. Is that something that you still think will work? Given that this is a pool na gagawin mo, yung ganong klaseng design nyo lang na still the players are in the pool but yet they will be tapped for certain particular tournaments?
Yeah, that was, we were together with that plan, remember? It was a very good plan. Except now, two things happened. First, the window system of FIBA has thrown that plan in disarray. Kasi, dati pwede mong planuin, 2 weeks lang, kailangan mo yung PBA. Now, with the different windows, it became more complicated, number one. Number two, with COVID, na-discarril yung collegiate season. So, now is a perfect example. We should have had the young players for the SEA Games, but it's not possible for them to be available for the SEA Games. So, these are the realities that we have to face, yeah.
Oh, that's true. Well, ang ibig sabihin nito, you will have a pool, whatever is the number, and you will now get them into your system, but still the focus is the World Championships in 2020.
Yes. Correct.
And of course, along the way, we will have opportunities for them to get exposed under your system. Yan ba ang sistema, Coach Chot? Just to put it in a nutshell para sa ating mga nakikinig na gusto malaman, ano ba ang mechanics itong 13-month or itong pool na
Yeah, the way we envision is we want to have a group of players consistently playing or at least practicing regularly. If that's once a week, if that's twice a week, or in off seasons, we bring them together for a week, a 1 week, 2 week camp, and learn a system of play together so that alam na nila. And then pag tournament time na, maski 2 weeks before lang, okay na. Hindi yung ngayon, we came from absolutely zero. We came from, hi, I'm Chot, hi, I'm Dwight Ramos. Ngayon lang kami nagkakilala. So, yun lang ang ano. Even with a player like Robert Bolick, for example, it's my first time to ever coach Robert Bolick, di ba? So now, if you have that pool, if you get together, maski na a few practices, yung ginagawa namin before na Monday nights only, over a few months, pag tinignan mo, naka 12, 15 practices na rin tayo, may laman na rin yun, di ba? So that now, before the tournament, if you just come together for 2 weeks, there is a lot more value that you can put. You're not starting from zero, unlike what happened. And the only reason this happened was because when they appointed me, there was absolutely nothing. There was no team. There was no program. There were, 5 players, 6 players left on the team. Madi-default nga tayo kasi, 1 week na lang, submission of lineup na. And the Philippines had no lineup, had no team. As when they appointed me on Feb 1. So,
yan nga sinasabi, what's new for Philippine basketball? Parang ganun, paulit-ulit na lang ang nangyayari sa atin. So, sabi ko nga, ang focus will be the World Championships kasi we are hosting here in the Philippines yung ating World Cup. No? So, I guess the question is, for you, ano ang mga susi to be successful in the World Championship with about 18 months to go to our hosting?
We have to have a group of guys who are consistently playing and getting their ass kicked in tough competitions abroad. I think that's very, very important. I think that was what made us very competitive in 2014. Remember? Yung nangyari ngayon sa New Zealand, ganun-ganun kami nag-start in 2014 except sa ibang bansa nangyari yon. So hindi ganito ka, di ba? But we got our ass kicked by Ukraine, by Australia. Tinatambakan tayong 30 points nun, di ba? And then we went and we played Dominican Republic, we played France. And then unti-unti, gumaganda na yung laro natin. Until we got to the Worlds and we played Croatia to overtime. We lost to Argentina by 3-4 points. We competed against Puerto Rico and Greece, di ba? So, I think that's the key, to have a group of guys who are getting subject to physical, competitive games, consistently understanding how difficult and how tough the international game is, on the way to the World Championships. The timing and the peaking is very important as well. We have to peak at the right time, and I think we were able to achieve that in 2014. So we're trying to figure that out again now.
Is there a particular couple of players, group of players na nasa wishlist mo na mailagay dyan sa pool na yan, na ngayon na hindi naririyan or hindi pa natin alam kung magiging available?
It was very evident that kulang tayo sa size. So we really want to get Kai Soto and AJ Edu. playing right away, playing a lot of games with Dwight and 30. We really missed Justin Baltazar. I was really looking forward to having Justin Baltazar and Carl Tamayo for this last window. Kaya lang, hindi sila napayagan ng mga teams nila. So, those are the guys that we need. We need these 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" wingmen. And then those 6'10", 4 guys to be able to compete. Na hindi lang matangkad, na skilled din, di ba? So, Kai is one, AJ Edu, definitely a shot blocker. So, yun ang ano. But we also have to get them in a situation where they're playing together, they're living together, they eat, sleep, breathe basketball together. And then I think that will give us our best chance in next year.
Well, I have a couple of questions before I end this interview, Coach Chot. Unang-una is, are you confident looking forward? Are you confident that we can deliver the kind of game that this country expects, especially as a host ng World Cup sa 2023?
Yes, because we will have the added motivation of the crowd behind us. And we saw in 2013, iba yung sixth man na yun, di ba? Iba, it gives you a different kind of energy. And then with the different leagues, especially the PBA throwing its full support now, then I think we are going to be able to get the kind of the key to be able to play the way we want to play is the preparation. Wala namang sikreto dun. So if we get the kind of preparation time that we need and the exposure, then we will be competitive.
And as a final question, Coach Chot, alam natin na napakahirap ng pwesto mo, and this early, nakakaramdam ka na ng kanyang klaseng mga criticisms. Is this bashing that is going on worth it for you?
That's an excellent question, and to be very honest, that's what we talked about as a family with my wife Cherry and even with my kids. And they said, "Yan na naman tayo. We've been here before." At this point, at the moment of the actual bashing, parang iniisip mo, why am I even doing this? Sarap-sarap na ng buhay ko before this, di ba? We were playing a lot of golf. We were coaching a champion team, di ba? So at the moment it's happening, you really feel it's not worth it. You feel insulted. You feel it's so unfair. But I have learned in my life to be able to be emotionally agile in the sense that I allow myself to feel the pain and the difficulty of the moment, and now it allows me to step back. So in my stepping back, I am able to view things a lot more objectively, and it allows me to walk according to my beliefs and my values. So sa akin, ganun lang. They can say what they want, they can bash all they want, but I know my heart is in the right place. I'm doing this for the right reasons. There is no vested interest at all in this endeavor. And what I've learned in my life so far is that if you do things that are aligned with your values, then all the adversity, no matter.
Yan po mga kaibigan ng ating panayam with Coach Chot Reyes ng Gilas Pilipinas. Again, he was talking about the criticisms. Sabi niya, basta nasa tama ang kanyang puso, ang kanyang pag-iisip. And of course, sabi niya, expected naman yan. But sana maging mas maintindihan natin siya. No? More patience from the fans. So bigyan natin ng pagkakataon. Alam niyo po, mahirap ang pwesto nila. And alam natin kung gaano napakaraming eksperto sa basketball dito sa ating bansa. Kaya po, bigyan natin ng konting panahon at pagbigyan naman natin ang kahilingan na maging pasensyoso tayo sa resulta ng Gilas Pilipinas. Alright mga kaibigan, tuloy-tuloy tayo sa Power and Play back-to-back interviews. This time, we will bring you yung pinakahihintay po ninyo, Volleyball Royalty sa Power and Play. 6-time league MVP ng V-League and of course ngayon naglalaro sa PVL. In the Spotlight, mga kaibigan, ang ating itatampok volleyball royalty sa In the Spotlight. Pasok na natin mga kaibigan ang ating panayam with Alyssa Valdez. At kagaya po ng aming ipinangako, kasama natin ngayon ang 6-time V-League MVP and many-time national team player, miyembro ng Creamline of course. Walang iba kundi si Alyssa Valdez. Magandang araw, Nay. Thank you for joining us on Power Play.
Thank you for inviting me over, Sir Nolly. It's such a privilege always to be here in your show po.
Ako nasa amin ang malaking honor dahil alam ko very busy ka. In fact, you are in a bubble right now. Ano yan? Ilang linggo kayo dyan sa loob ng bubble, Lai?
Well, we're on our third week na po. And we still have 2 weeks before start ng PVL. So, makaka 5 weeks po at least kami here in the bubble po.
My goodness, 5 linggo sa loob ng bubble and you just came from another bubble, yung Pinoy Big Brother for about 4 na buwan. So medyo talagang matagal-tagal ka nang nawawalay sa pamilya. How does it feel to be away that long, Alyssa?
I haven't seen the outside world for a while. Haven't seen my loved ones also for a while. But medyo nasingit naman po right after ng PBB stint. Nakapag-bonding naman po ako with my family. But yun nga po, very bitten din. Pero I'm just really happy po na talagang full support pa rin po yung loved ones ko, family ko, sa mga desisyon na ginagawa ko, lalo na po sa PBB. And of course, syempre, ito isa rin po sa nilook forward ko talaga makabalik din po sa volleyball and sa court. So yeah, very excited pa rin po. And for sure, ready na rin to support all my loved ones and lahat po ng mga fans.
I'm sure everybody is looking forward to seeing you back in the court. Pero bago ko tanungin yung mga tanong tungkol sa darating na open conference, bahagya lang, alam ko, sports show kami, hindi kami entertainment show. But I want to know, anong nagtulak sa'yo para pumasok sa Pinoy Big Brother? Alam naman natin na you have a very busy schedule, you have an active lifestyle, at sa pagpasok mo doon, obviously, parang naka-cluster ka. So, ano naging rason mo doon and motivation mo to join PBB?
Oh, it's so funny. Very interesting question po. Pero, I would say, for a while, I've been playing din po talaga volleyball. So, since the pandemic, parang ngayon lang din po tayo nagka-time, lalo na po ako na parang nagkakaroon ng konting time for myself and biglang nagkaroon po ng iba pong opportunity to actually learn and explore something new about myself, and that was PBB, I think. So I grabbed that opportunity to learn more about myself off the court also. So hopefully madala ko rin po and makatulong din yun na yung mga natutunan ko sa loob ng bahay pagdating po sa volleyball. Kasi medyo madami din po akong learnings sa loob po ng bahay ni Kuya.
And I want to note that kasi you finished top 2 sa Celebrity Division. You will be back again sa Grand Finals. Ano ang mga learnings mo? In relation maybe to you being an athlete, to you having your alone time. Anong mga natutunan mo sa loob ng bahay ni Kuya?
Well, most definitely in the outside world po, lalo na our schedule po as athletes, di ba? Very systematic, kumbaga organized na lahat na alam natin kung kailan yung practices, alam natin kung kailan yung mga games. But when I was inside the PBB house talaga po, talagang biglaan yung mga binibigay sa aming mga hamon ni Kuya. So I've realized also na talagang yung ibang mga hamon po, like sa mga games, hindi na natin ina-expect. So you have to be composed also on how to approach all those things. And I think one more thing na natutunan ko rin po was ang daming mga weaknesses, ang daming pong pinagawa sa akin talaga na hindi ko inaakalang gagawin ko kasi I know for a fact na weaknesses ko yun, lalo na yung mga sayaw, kantahan, or acting. But I think that's the thing. You have to embrace that weaknesses for you to be able to be unique also and alam mo, overcome those struggles also in life. So, yan po.
Sabi ko nga, you will be back there for the grand finals after a few months, after your volleyball stint naman. How does that compare? Yung excitement nung pagpasok uli sa PBB for the grand finals compared to yung mga volleyball finals mo, yung mga achievements mo getting into the UAAP finals, sa V-League, sa PVL, sa national team. God, how does it compare, yung dalawang experience na yan?
Two different experiences po talaga. But I think one thing na very siguro common denominator nila, you have to be ready mentally and physically also. Sa pagpasok din sa loob ng bahay ni Kuya, talaga pong na-challenge din ako mentally kasi that's my first time also for a longest time na no communication with other people, lalo na po sa mga loved ones ko. So, iba rin po talaga yung binigay niya sa aking strength, kumbaga mentally. So, I think, pero yung excitement, syempre iba pa rin din po yung excitement ng game. Iba din yung excitement na makakabuo ka ng bagong relationship off the court. So, I guess ibang excitement po yung binibigay po sa akin ng dalawang experiences na ito po.
But nonetheless, parehong nakaka-molde, nakakalakas, nakakatulong sa yung pagiging isang tao and of course your character, yes, also as an athlete. Alam mo, may nabanggit ka in one of your interviews that you have been missing the action on the court. Alam naman natin na sabi ko nga, para kayong nakakulong dun sa loob ng bahay ni Kuya. And obviously, yung ensayo, yung practices na sanay ka, medyo nawala doon. How is your condition now that you've been in your own bubble naman for Creamline for the last 3 weeks? Kamusta ang game shape mo, Alyssa?
I would say very competitive din po lahat ng mga housemates doon. Lagi kami sabay-sabay nag-workout. Talagang challenge at pinupush namin yung isa't isa sa limit. Pero iba pa din po yung conditioning with your team, lalo na po kasabay mo kahit online yung mga teammates mo. But I would say po, I'm very lucky to have a team also outside, lalo na po yung Creamline Cool Smashers. Talagang inalagaan din po talaga nila ako paglabas ko. Talagang gradual talaga yung tulong nila po sa akin para mas makabalik po ako ng hopefully 100% din po sa dadating pong season. And I would say din talaga, sir, na medyo I'm feeling okay po talaga, lalo na po I'm feeling okay with my teammates also here in the bubble. Sila din talaga inspiration ko po to keep on going here in the bubble po.
Alam mo, pinag-usapan natin ang teammates mo. You will be missing, for instance, Michelle Gumabaw na nag-leave of absence mula sa team. But other than that, kayo, sabi mo nga, you're intact. Kamusta ang teammates mo? How is the preparation of the Cool Smashers? Are you already, tingin mo, maabot na kayo sa inyong gustong kondisyon and peak form patungo sa Open Conference?
Oh my God. Yeah, we're missing Michelle po this conference, but isa rin po siya sa mga competitive. Kahit wala siya dito, nafe-feel pa rin namin yung support and presence niya rin po talaga. So we're very thankful for her talaga po. And after 3 weeks of training po together, after ilang months din po na online lang kami palagi, I would say I'm very happy rin po talaga sa kondisyon na pinapakita din po ng buong team. I think isa sa mga struggles din po talaga pag bubble training is the mental state, and I feel like we've learned from the past bubble also kung paano po namin i-handle yung bubble ngayong bubble. So I'm actually happy also sa nakikita ko po with the team, more than the condition sa katawan, but I think mentally we're actually very in a safe place and a happy place din po.
So many movements sa loob sa PBL. Ang daming players na naglilipatan and a lot of good players na nagsasama-sama. Of course, babalik ang F2 Logistics, another powerhouse team na makakasama na ninyong lahat at nabubuo na talaga yung mga rivalries, no? And yet, ang Creamline has been principally intact, no? You've said na you're feeling good about this. Anong nagbibigay sa iyo ng dahilan kung bakit sa tingin mo kahit na hindi masyadong marami kayong changes, ang Creamline will be very competitive come the opening ng Open Conference?
I would say familiarity would be an advantage for us, but probably it will bring us a disadvantage also because mas madali po kaming mas-scout kasi same team nga po. But for us, the chemistry is very crucial din po talaga. Yung growth namin as a team for the past 4 or 5 years po, we've been together. And I think that's very important also, lalong-lalo na po sa mga games. And if we know each other on and off the court also. So, we're gonna grab that siguro advantage po and bring that this coming PVL. Aside from that, siguro being together for a very long time din po. Even our coaches, our coaching staff po, kami na po yung magkakasama. So, siguro mas kilala na po namin yung isa't isa and mas iba yung naging growth namin din nga po on and off the court. So, hopefully po, talagang makatulong to sa amin sa dadating pong season. And, yes po, sir.
Well, maganda naman ang pinakita nyo nung last conference. You finished second, muntik na. 8-1 record. Meron ka ba bang hihilingin doon talaga, di ba? So, given this, are you feeling na despite all of these changes, ganun pa rin ang target ninyo, ganun pa rin ang competitiveness? And sa tingin mo ba yung ibang teams medyo despite the changes, kayo pa rin ang favorites from the Open Conference?
I think most of the teams talaga, favorites ngayon po talaga, wala kang mapipili. Kasi nga po, sabi nyo nga po kanina, sir, ang daming nagpalit, daming players, movement din po talaga. And grabe yung nadala po nila sa bawat teams na pinuntahan po nila. I would say, sir, our competitiveness will always be there, and I think it would be an exciting season po talaga yung dadating kasi nga po ang daming galaw. And as for Creamline naman po, for Creamline, we would give our best. I think our goal is to really focus parang one game at a time po talaga kasi ang hirap naman po pag medyo malayo na agad yung goal namin. We give every team hopefully great game din po para po syempre paghihirapan po namin yung bawat panalo din po talaga. If given a chance po, sir.
Absolutely. Alam mo, mahirap lahat yan ngayon ng mga laro nyo kasi lahat magagaling eh. Ang ganda nga ng laban kasi balancing-balanse ang mga teams. So, now, pero alam mo, nagpalit yung format ng PVL Open Conference. It will be a shortened format dahil nga to give way sa training ng national team. Sa tingin mo ba, ito ay advantage to you, to Creamline, or medyo mas open sa off days dahil siyempre mas maikli, mas konti lang ang laro para makarecover. Do you think that this is going to affect the performance of teams, itong shortened format ng Open Conference?
It would be interesting. This is the first time po na we're gonna be doing this setup or I think very crucial po talaga this conference is the mindset. It's a very short tournament. So we all have to mindset ourselves na mabilis lang po lahat ng pangyayari. And yung katawan talaga namin, we have to make sure talaga na pagpasok po 100% and sustain that and maintain that. So it could go either way for any teams po. It could go a disadvantage or advantage for any teams po talaga. And that's why for sure this conference is parang it's anybody's ball game po talaga. Like all the professional tournament po, 'di ba? Parang hindi mo rin talaga alam ang expect po. Pero kami as Creamline din po talaga, we're just gonna be there giving our all po 100% for every game.
Well, for sure talagang bakbakan ito kasi mabilisan lang and yung mga injuries will play a big factor dahil hindi matagal ang panahon para mag-heal. Hopefully walang ma-COVID and all of these things na nangyari in the last bubble. But nakausap ko si Mr. Palu last week, sabi niya wala pa ring fans. Do you think it's time to bring back the fans, Alyssa, para lalo pang ganahan ang competition?
Sir, of course, we miss the fans. You know, for a very long time din na sila din, lalo na for Creamline, sila yung seventh man namin talaga. When we hear them cheer, iba talaga yung energy na nabibigay din nila sa amin. And for sure, yung mga fans talaga are very excited also to watch the players, their idols live din. So it's been a while. But syempre, sir, we have to syempre make it a point na safety first then for everyone. So baka yun po yung nakikita din ng management ng PVL na mas safe po para sa lahat. So we have to respect that also. So, but I just wanna say na miss na namin lahat ng mga fans po to see them then also live.
Dahan-dahan na nabubuhay ang mga liga. We've seen that, of course, with Gilas playing ngayon na may crowd. Ang PBA has fans already. And hopefully, ang PVL, volleyball fans ay makabalik na sa venue, lalong-lalo na dito sa darating na Open Conference. I want to switch now, Lai, to another topic, which is your national team participation. You're now back in the pool. Napili ka, naibalik ka na sa pool together with all of the big players, Kalemao, Jaja Santiago, and everyone else, Maylin Pahat, Abby Maranyo, at kung sino-sino, Gia Morado, of course. How excited are you to be back in the pool ng national team, Lai?
Very much excited, sir. You know, I think I always say this po, it's really one of my dreams all the time as an athlete to represent our country. And lalong-lalo na pag napipili ka din po, parang grabe yung honor and pride na makasama po sa pool. So hopefully I'm very excited to do anything for the team also, and kung ano man po yung role na ibibigay po sa akin ni Coach.
Among the players in that pool, and of course, marami ka na naging teammates, marami ka na kasama sa national team. Sino yung player na parang sinasabi mo sa sarili mo, sana magkasama kami nito because either matagal ko na siya hindi nakakasama or ngayon ko lang siya makakasama?
Oh, wow. Siguro I haven't been with... I think Jaja also, Jaja and Kim Fajardo po. So, siguro I'm very excited to play with Jaja. And unfortunately, I think Kim is recovering pa po ata from and parang doing her therapy. So hindi rin po siya ata nakasama this time. But yeah, I haven't been... Siguro the last time po I played, if I can remember it correctly, mga 2019 pa or 2018. So, it would be nice to play with Jaja. Yeah.
Well, powerhouse frontline, definitely, with Jaja. And everyone else, actually, kung sakit naman sino piliin mo dyan, powerhouse yung team na yan. And we're very excited, of course, na umangat ulit ang women's volleyball, lalo-lalo na pagdating ng SEA Games. There is a new man at the helm, of course, ang bago niyong coach na si Coach Jorge Edson Sousa de Brito. Ano ang impressions mo kay Coach Jorge? How have you met him? Nagkausap na ba kayo? And what are your impressions so far with him?
Parang he called me once po, and he was really asking for also kung condition ko mentally and physically also. So siguro, I think as a coach, iba rin din po yung matututunan ko, lalong-lalo na po from different culture din siya. For the first time, I'm gonna be be mentored by a Brazilian coach. So siguro, iba din, I'm just really excited po kung ano po yung pwede ko pa po matutunan and ano yung pwedeng i-impart sa amin po ni Coach. So, yun po, I'm just really looking forward po sa maitutulong ko rin po and mako-contribute ko sa kanila.
paano ngayon ang selection process, Lai? After the PBL Open Conference, tutuloy kayo naman sa national team training. Kayong ba lahat ay pupunta sa Brazil? Is that the way it will go? And how long? Alam ko na may deadline to submit the lineup. I think something like a March 12 deadline. So ano ang proseso na narinig mo so far?
I heard if everyone's going to Brazil po, the pool. But I'm actually don't know po kung lahat kami magiging kasama po sa Brazil. But as of the moment, I think I'm just really grateful and thankful to be part of the pool. Kung ano po ang siguro decision din ng management ng Philippine team. So we're gonna respect that and really help the team in any other way po. I'm not sure po kung lahat po kami kasama din.
Kasama?
Yeah.
Okay. You have been a part of many national teams in the past, Lai, and well, in the interest of time, mga kaibigan, medyo kailangan nating putulin na po ang interview, but konti na lang namang ang pinag-usapan namin yan. We were about to really finish up. Pero again, kami po nagpapasalamat kay Alyssa Valdez for taking the time to join us on Power and Play. Napakaganda ng usapan namin, and of course, I'm so happy that magbabalik na ang PVL. Hopefully, talagang makikita na natin ang mga galing, ang mga players ng ating Philippine Volleyball once again. Thank you kay Alyssa Valdez. Alright, bago tayo magtapos, syempre yung mga nagpadala ng kanilang entry sa ating Pulso ng Bayan, brought to you by Chooks to Go. Marami pong nagbigay ng kanilang mga komentaryo sa ating katanungan ngayong araw na to, na kung kayo po ang magbibigay ng mga pangalan ng players na gusto nyo mapabilang sa national team, sino-sino po ito. Maraming salamat doon sa mga nagpadala. Sila lalong-lalo na yung mga napagpilian natin, si Mark Suba, si Mayas Monteverde, Milson, Alex Altamira sa Twitter, si sa Facebook, si Loida Dimaapi, Al Mendoza, Nicola Bayoran Jr. and Jefferson Abaha. Pero ang ating pong napili na sa ating pong pulso ay mula kay Don Tiburcio. Ang kanya pong sinabi, 3 players, 1 Kiefer Avena for point guard, pinakamagaling na point guard sa bansa ngayon. 2 Dwight Ramos, steady and consistent in defense and offense. And 3 Japet Aguilar, we need a backup and reliable big man na hahalili kay Kwame and Soto. Laban Pilipinas, sistema. Yun ang sinigaw niya, no? At ang isa pang nagwagi ngayong araw pong ito, Mark Cruz or at DeWitt Justin Gilas. Sa Twitter naman to, sabi niya, seriously, I'm tired of 6'2 forwards trying to guard 6'7", 6'8 in the worlds. When are we going to say stop it with the Pogoys and Ravenas guarding 6'7 Bogdanovic and 6'8 Bellinelli? Norwood ain't walking through that door anymore. Kobe Paras and Lebron Lopez is a must for the Wings. Well, napakaganda no kanyang opinion, and thank you so much for joining us sa ating Pulso ng Bayan. Hatid sa inyo ng Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Alright mga kaibigan, that'll do it for us this morning. Magkita-kita ulit tayo next week po sa Power and Play. And of course, lagi nating sinasabi tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit. At sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH, teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. And remember, happy sports weekend, more power, more play, mga kapatid.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. sa kapwa ko Pilipino. Pilipino, yan ang Pinoy.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Game over na! Next Saturday ulit, Noli Iyala Power and Play sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado